Welcome to the channel where we dig up the strangest cinematic graves. Today, we are traveling back to the psychedelic year of 1967 to explore 5 absolutely unhinged cult classics. The Summer of Love also produced alien heat waves, carnival revenge plots, and rich people hunting boxers for sport. These movies range from psychological thrillers to supernatural horror, but they all share one thing: they are completely bizarre. So grab your popcorn and prepare for a trip through the weirdest forgotten films of the late 60s. You definitely won't believe what Richard Burton is doing on screen.
You'll recoil in horror as something barbaric occurs behind the tents and tinsel of a monster midway. You'll gasp in astonishment when you witness nature's human mistake. And tell no one what you see.
First up is the carnival nightmare, She-Freak. This is essentially a trashy, modernized remake of the classic film Freaks, but with way more 60s hairspray. Jade is a cynical waitress who marries a carnival owner strictly for his cash, then plots to get rid of him with the Ferris wheel operator. She hates the sideshow performers, calling them monsters, which is a massive mistake in horror movie logic. After her husband is murdered, the freaks decide they have had enough of her attitude. They exact a brutal, poetic revenge, turning the glamorous, cruel Jade into a grotesque sideshow attraction herself.
This is the story of Jade Cochran, a country girl who knew there had to be something better than waiting tables in a greasy roadside stand. She didn't know what or where it was, but she was going to get it for Jade Cochran. When the carnival came to town and left, Jade left with it. Filmed on location on one of America's largest traveling carnivals where it could have happened.
Oh, so you're going to take that sucker St. John down the line with Maggie Klein, huh?
You'll shudder and panic when you behold lust-inspired human combat, all the more appalling in crimson-stained color, on the Alley of Nightmares. You'll see it all and more when you see She-Freak.
What is that strange noise and burning white heat that drove people to their death?
Next, we have Night of the Big Heat, where winter becomes a deadly oven. On a remote Scottish island, temperatures skyrocket, while the locals sweat through their melodramatic affairs. Christopher Lee plays a scientist who suspects something extraterrestrial is happening. He is right, of course. The heat is caused by alien blobs that resemble giant fried eggs, who are trying to invade Earth by cranking up the thermostat. Peter Cushing also stars, making this a legendary Hammer duo reunion. It is a sweaty, claustrophobic sci-fi horror that proves aliens really just want a warm summer vacation.
To bring it to Earth to consume our energy.
Barbara's a lovely girl, lovely girl, lovely girl.
If what happens in the penthouse happened to you, you wouldn't want to talk about it either.
No one will ever know! Who's going to tell them?
The little fragment that remains, and it's all anyone will remember is
A few vital statistics.
really happened to a certain person.
In a certain room at a certain time.
Now we move to the Penthouse, a psychological thriller that is genuinely uncomfortable. A married man and his mistress are enjoying a secret weekend in a high-rise apartment when 2 menacing strangers, Tom and Dick, invade their space. Posing as meter readers, they tie the couple up and subject them to a series of humiliating mind games and abuse. It gets weirder when a woman named Harry arrives, completing the twisted trio. The film is a claustrophobic stage play adaptation that explores power dynamics, cowardice, and cruelty. It is less about gore and more about watching a pompous man's ego slowly crumble.
I'm Tom. He's Dick.
And Harry's waiting downstairs.
Who are you?
Harry.
Because we're going to have a party.
I'm mean. When you're invited to a party and given a drink by the host, it's an insult not to enjoy it.
This is one of those things you read about in the papers.
I could put this right through your throat. It's not very civilized.
Not very hygienic.
She's very warm.
She's warm all the way.
Barbara! 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 No one will know half of what went on.
Another quarter!
Out of the quarter they do know, they'll forget half. The facts are few statistics.
Another quarter they remember, they leaks. A few mortal statistics.
Who will remember the many million moments?
A private humiliation. And degradation.
Who will recall? Who?
If what happens in the penthouse happened to you, you wouldn't want to talk about it either.
If you like hunting humans, Confessions of a Psycho Cat is your jam. A wealthy, bored beatnik named Virginia offers a large sum of money to 3 men if they can survive being hunted by her for 24 hours in Manhattan. It is a gender-swapped riff on the most dangerous game, featuring none other than boxing legend Jake LaMotta as one of the prey. The acting is shaky and the premise is ridiculous, but watching a woman hunt the raging bull through New York City streets is a specific kind of dream you can only find in 60s cinema.
Mephistopheles fetched him a wife in the devil's name.
Was this the face that launched 1,000 ships and burned to the topless towers of Ilium?
To reenact the story of Dr. Faustus.
Run, Faustus, run!
The 7 deadly sins were his commandments. The wiles of Beelzebub, the cunning of Mephistopheles.
Finally, we have the most star-studded entry, Dr. Faustus. Richard Burton directs and stars as the scholar who sells his soul to Lucifer for 24 years of power and magic. Elizabeth Taylor appears silently as Helen of Troy, mostly just to look fabulous in gold paint. It is literally a filmed record of an Oxford stage production, so expect lots of monologues and very dramatic skull-holding. Burton's performance is intense, fueled by his real-life volatility, making the scenes where he condemns his soul to eternal damnation feel surprisingly personal. It is high art crashing into high camp with spectacular results.
To enthrall us with the story of Dr. John Faustus, who bequeathed his soul to the devil. Richard Burton, universally acclaimed as one of the greatest actors of our time, gives us yet another brilliant portrayal as Faustus.
Now, Faustus, what wouldst thou have me do?
Whose greatest enemy was himself.
Let me have a wife. The fairest maid in Germany, for I am wanton and lascivious and cannot live without a wife.
Richard Burton as Dr. Faustus. Elizabeth Taylor as the beautiful Helen of Troy. Burton, Taylor. Burton, Taylor. They come together in sin and temptation.
Whither shall I fly?
To God.
If unto God he cast me down to hell. Hell!
Pride,
wrath, envy, lust. Dr. Faustus, he sold his soul for the powers of Lucifer.
That wraps up our tour of 1967's oddest offerings. I hope you enjoyed this dive into the weird side of cinema history as much as I did. If you want to see more obscure movie lists like this, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel right now. Let me know in the comments which of these films you would actually watch, or if you have seen any of them already. Your support helps us keep digging for these weirdest hidden gems. Thanks for watching, stay spooky, and I will see you all in the very next video.